You're listening to the Epic Outdoors podcast, brought to you by Fierce Firearms, Epic Outdoors' choice for custom hunting rifles.
Hey everybody, Jason Carter, Adam Bronson. Of course, we got John here, Josh, Logan, and a guest, Hunter Hansen from Zeiss. Welcome, Hunter.
Thanks. Happy to be here.
Yeah, we're happy to have you. Long old stroll from Beaver County, huh, Josh? Josh, are we going to crush the Beaver County guys today?
Oh, we like Beaver County.
Of course we do, because they're right here in the room with us.
We love it up there.
Josh all of a sudden not so big and bold.
The Viking doesn't want to start a brawl face to face.
I've ran into several Beaver County people,
Since
and it's funny because they kind of call me out and like. In fact, one of them, he was like, hey, what's it going to take to get you to wear this Beaver County hat? He had like a can for like Beaver High School or whatever. And I said, get me one and I'll wear it or whatever. Anyway, he was talking about it. He's like, yeah, I just wish you wouldn't say so much stuff about us. And I was like, I know. I wouldn't if you didn't give me a reason. He's like, I know. He's like, it's all true.
It is true. They embrace it.
So
did
yes,
did he give you his name? Is he going to say who he was?
I won't divulge. But
No,
anyway,
that's
he
where my
knows,
roots are.
Because he
that's where my roots are from too. There's some of the most hardcore hunters live in Beaver County. Wouldn't you say, Hunter?
Yeah, pretty competitive.
It is, isn't it? It's no joke.
That's what I mean.
They take their hunting serious.
they'll
Fishing on Minersville.
Okay.
Who limits first and how many you can do, and then go throw them in the freezer.
That's the way it was. How many fish did you
possession
catch?
to?
I got more.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
I've heard all the stories.
There's more stories than you've heard.
I know. Yeah.
The last dime will be spent on hunting. The last dime. Don't you think,
Yes.
Hunter? Like generally,
I think so.
it's significant.
Yep.
And they have the best gear, which we're talking about gear today. Perfect. Guy from Beaver County.
That's why we're in business.
That's why we're in business. That's right. My point is they have their priorities straight. Anyway, all right, as we get cranking here, just want to welcome you to the Epic Outdoors podcast, talking everything Western big game. Bronson, we did a podcast yesterday. We covered Colorado and a few other things. We may even end up diving in on some more. I don't know.
Who knows?
There's questions every day. We've been fielding questions like crazy. But anyway, want to throw a little shout out to Fierce. We appreciate them sponsoring this podcast. They're the main title sponsor. Thank you, Fierce. We have a great relationship with them. We also sell their products as we do Zeiss. And Hunter knows that. Work with him somewhat on a daily basis, especially Josh, because he's kind of in charge of that division. But anyway, thanks to Fierce. They also use the Zeiss products in their long-range rifle setups. Pretty much, I want to say exclusively, but I don't know if that's true. But a significant
There's
portion.
a lot of Fierce rifles that are in this office that are topped with.
No, what do you mean?
Zeiss scope
No.
that I know of. 99% of them.
Everyone has
Bronson,
one.
are you offended?
What do you mean? I'm the only one that's killed something with the new V8.
Well,
Come on.
okay.
Like
Some of us are still trying to kill stuff.
Well, that's true. But just lucky enough that I had tags from 24 that rolled into 25, technically, and Oryx and stuff like that.
Anyway, yeah. So
Coos
Fierce
beer.
Firearms, they do have a long-range shooting school. You can see that. They grace the back cover of the March issue of Epic Outdoors. So anyway, go to fiercefirearms.com. Of course, Zeiss. We're talking about some new products today that technically aren't out today. So that's why you're going to hear this.
By the
April
time you hear
10th,
this,
right?
they're out. That's right.
Right. So today's
they come
April
out today.
10th.
They come out today.
Today's April 10th. I wish today was April 10th.
Yeah, that means we'd have Colorado deadline over with and a bunch of other stuff.
I know.
But
Be
whatever.
working knee-deep in magazine stuff, but hey,
Yeah.
whatever. For all information, go to zeiss.com/hunting and check out all their quality products. We sell them, again, here at Epic Outdoors. And anything and everything to do with Zeiss. The optics are second to none. Some of the stuff, it's unbelievable. I know the coatings and things like that, and we can get into that a little bit, but have the other brands reeling just a little bit. They know that's very, kind of a treasured little company secret or whatever, but, man, the brightness and clarity and things like that it offers is just incredible. So
Yeah, last time we had Hunter here, we were talking about that V8 rifle scope, and we didn't even make it out the door before Adam had got a couple ordered.
2 of them.
Is it a pair of them?
2. The other one's in my safe for a gun that's being built now. So I buy them
Perfect.
so that I don't have to hunt them when the gun shows up.
I love it when Adam buys stuff. I just love it. He goes into the shop and it's like, hey, your money's good here, boss.
It has everything. That scope has everything, and it's better for my aging eyes. I have noticed a little bit of difference in all glass too.
You're not letting the old man in.
I'm not, but I mean, it doesn't matter that the
He's
old feller
in.
wins a little bit. But I've noticed the better glass, especially in rifle scopes, on binos too. The stuff that you use to acquire in very crunch time, killing something, either glassing something or killing something. Your eyes, I think, just can make up for a lot more deficiencies in quality glass when you're younger. Your eyes are younger. As I gotten older, they don't. Stuff that was, I thought, fine is not as
so fine.
I can't get as crisp, and so that
I remember
that V8's awesome.
You remember guiding guys like back when I was a kid? You
just find it. He's right there.
I was a jerk.
He's right in front of you.
I remember a specific client. I mean, just family friend, kind of a wealthy guy, but he's older, right? And I'm just a kid. I'm like, what do you mean you can't see him? He goes, the sun's in my eyes, and I'm like, shoot him anyway. Like, what are you going to do, Shoot the three. It's okay. Squint, And so here, you shoot him. And he gives me the gun, and I'm like, well, I'm not going to shoot him, but I'm looking through it, and I'm like, oh, yeah, it's pretty rough.
Yeah, there's
no tolerance for inadequacies, You're just like, gee, just look in the sun. Who cares,
Yep.
But anyway, the older you get, then you start realizing what them old boys were talking about.
Well, and I've shot a lot of V6s as well, and they hadn't have the illumination. So this adds a higher end glass with illumination and other features with it. But
that's true. Yeah, the V4 lineup.
I rarely use that illumination, but there's every once in a while you need something. Just shooting into a dark north slope and low light evening, black crosshair and black.
Even Josh, and Josh is like, well, you're a decade younger than we are. Okay, maybe not. But Josh took his gun and it had a red dot in it, illuminated to Swatch, and he was like, man, that was really nice. I think Josh would use this stuff even if he didn't need it. Bright noon sun daylight. He turn that illumination on.
I have and haven't, like, especially with my wife and kids I always turn them on for them. Always. Sometimes
just so you don't have to see the crosshair.
Yes. And so I'm just like, see the little red thing, put it on the deer, and so even during the day. But
I remember that deer particularly, you were like, it was an overcast, it was evening, you had rolled in. This was a gift. This was a straight up grab. It was a smash and grab.
Yeah. Exactly. Sometimes you have to take those. I spend a lot of lonely nights by myself in
I don't even know if you got the
northern
tent
Nevada,
set up, right?
I know I'd set my tent up, and I almost thought I only have 30 minutes left. And I was like, I should go glass. Anyway, ended up killing a deer.
But that night.
Yeah.
And then you just laid around and stoked the fire just to say you did it.
It was funny. I actually went back and looked at the timeline from when I actually took a picture and send it to my brother, like, here's where I'm camped, and I took a picture of it when it was all set up and I left, and it was 40 minutes later when I took a picture of that deer. Dead.
So anyway, it was overcast, dark body, dark reticle, and so that I remember that illuminated kind of saved you.
Oh, yeah, and I thought, I don't think I can make this shot, and I was like, I'll come back in the morning and find him. I'm like, who knows where this deer could be in the morning? It was, starting to be November when they're going to start moving, and so I was like, no, and I remembered, I'd have illumination on this scope. I'd never had illumination on a scope before, so it wasn't something muscle memory that I turned to, and I was like, oh, yeah, I turned it on. Oh, okay, this deer's dead. Shot
toast.
It. Wow. So, yeah. Anyway.
Another example how technology is ruining the sport.
Yeah, exactly. I apologize.
I mean, we had an old man in the hills that otherwise wouldn't have been successful, and that deer would have lived another day.
I apologized to him. I thanked him and apologized and said that was too easy. I should have been able to do this.
I feel guilty,
but get in my pack.
You're going to feed my family.
I got to tell the wife how I haven't been successful yet, so I can hang out in the hills for a while longer.
Exactly.
Speaking of rifle scopes, the V6 as of now can come capped windage.
Oh, there you go.
Nice
no kidding.
Yep.
Nice. That's awesome.
That's great.
So you guys, speaking of innovation, Hunter, I guess I'll put you on the spot just a little bit, but you were like, Jason, what's it going to take to have you have one of these pair of binos around your neck? And I'm like, it's not cost. It's like I want some of the best glass possible.
Yep.
And this well may be it. We had them side by side the other day. So I guess that'll we're just going to dive right into what we're really talking about. We're not talking about rifle scopes, although the rifle scopes to me is what kind of set the stage for my affection for Zeiss. There's so many options and all the different reticles, and the craftsmanship. Of course, these long range guys, a lot of them are putting them on their long range guns, and they're extremely affordable. Okay, right. So there's this balance. It's some of the best optics there is, and quality product with price. Right.
Yep.
Because it's expensive nowadays, right? And so anyway. Then
there must be
that brings us
new.
to the binocular
unveiling.
line.
The official unveiling. What do we have here?
So here we've got the 50 millimeter objective line of binoculars and SFLs. We make them in the 8s, 10s, and 12s.
Okay.
So the good thing about these 50s is they're not typically like you would think of a 50 millimeter binocular. They're as small and as light as a 42.
Yeah.
They aren't big and bulky, that's for sure.
No. You really feel like you're holding the 42.
I think about some of the first 10 by 50s.
They're giant. Or 12s. Yeah.
Are we talking like my favorite red fills that I have in my office?
Yeah.
I grew up on them.
Yeah. But
Bausch
they were
Hey, they killed
the
many
12s.
big bucks.
The 12s are coming in at 30.8 ounces.
Oh,
So,
really?
I mean, you're right there with pretty much every 42.
What's the
out there.
difference? We have a little cheat sheet just because of it's new and we're looking at all the different parameters of the optic. But what's the difference between the 10 and the 12? Are they
The weight.
weight.
You're about 4 ounces, I want to say.
Yeah,
You're
4
right.
ounces lighter on the tip.
Yep. I think the 8s are 30.2 and then the 12s are 30.8. So
I don't see a pair of 8s here, and that's like my favorite glass ever. Right, Bronson? Bronson, you're into it.
No, I'm not.
Oh, you're going to be.
I don't own a pair of 8s.
Oh, you need to.
No
Anybody
8s.
out there, 8s are no joke.
Well, if you hunt dark timber or whitetails, yeah, but I don't do that a lot.
Bugling bulls. And
Well, I do.
Chasing bugles.
I stick with 10s and call it a day.
You'd be surprised at how far you can glass with 8s and feel good about it.
Yeah. If there's certain units, but as infrequently as we draw like a Boulder Mountain Utah elk tag in this state, which is never.
Okay.
I mean, that's a unit you might
These
want.
are extreme examples. I use mine on a regular basis. Okay. Not daily, but regular.
Okay.
All right. So anyway, we've got the 8s, 10s, and 12s. And the 10 power bino, the West was built on 10 power binos. That's just kind of the way it is, right? That was a around the neck, common chest bino. But then, as people have, I don't know, maybe it's the product lineup too, but as higher power binos have been more and more clear, people have learned how to use them, long distance glassing, tripod glassing, all of that. Then we come in with the 12s, 15s, things like that.
Yep.
So we have a 12 here, 12 by 50, basically the same, all the same glass coatings, things like that, technology and all of that.
Yep. So we've had the SFL line for a few years now, had them in the 30, 40, and then now we're just bumping up to 50. So 40s are awesome, phenomenal, but right now with the 50s, you're getting everything of a 50 millimeter in the weight and size of pretty much 42.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You forget that they're 50s in your hand.
Yeah, you don't even think about it.
No, they feel like the size of a 42.
Yep. And
I should go over there and get my old 50s because I mean they like you said they were a foot tall. I don't know how tall are these. It feels like they're what 6, 7,
6.3 inches.
There you go. I mean they were a foot tall, and they felt like you were doing something,
Yeah, you wore them around your neck, and you didn't have to work out.
I didn't even have lens caps. I didn't have a lens cap or nothing. I had it was like a sunburn right there where in and around my strap around my neck.
Yeah.
So anyway,
So the other day we had the pleasure to go out and look through these. We went out and first we went and took care of business, getting a pastrami burger first. Got our hands all greasy.
Yeah.
And then went out.
Stuck our hands in some bowling balls.
Yeah, went and put our greasy mitts all over these for about an hour. We had a little field trip. And usually when something new like this comes, we generally almost, I don't know if it's a rule, an official rule or an unofficial rule, but nobody talks. Nobody
we go
says
silent
anything.
until we've all
Yep.
had a chance to.
Because I got a chance to look
Partake.
through them. We set them up out here for just a second, making sure everything was good to go. And John and Logan and I, Devin even snuck over, and Devin's got some magic eyes now, and he even looked through them. But it was like nobody say anything until we're all
Magic guys.
Yeah, oh, yeah. He's got his
From the LASIK.
his eyelashes done or whatever.
Okay.
But
We can crush him because he's not here.
yeah, exactly. That's the rule.
Okay.
And so we had LASIK and stuff, and I mean, you know how that process has been.
Oh.
But anyway, he went and even looked through them. But yeah, nobody said anything, and we went out and just set them all up, and we
Out in the
obviously had them
hills.
compared. Yeah, we wanted to look at them out like we would be using them, and some of the words I heard was "whoa," "ooh," "ah," man.
Did you write those down?
We didn't. We tried to get some video of it, but needless to say,
It was
all of
no
us,
joke.
it was extremely impressive.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah.
There's no question about that.
And to be honest, I honestly was as shocked as you guys were. Like
Yeah.
when we had the pre-production pair, I mean, you guys got your pair before I did.
Yeah.
But
Really?
yeah,
We're
a
special.
day
That's the
before.
way it's supposed to be.
Do you want to come look through ours?
Finally.
did.
Finally.
Next time you want to look, just give us a call and come down. We'll schedule an appointment.
I did. I came.
We'll
in
let you
that
buy
day.
lunch. Out the bowling
But
alley.
yeah, you were wild the same thing, huh?
Yeah,
First time?
comparing them. I mean, we had the pre-production models. We were comparing them to other things, but to say that these can compete with any binocular on the market,
It's accurate.
It is.
I
It's
was
absolute-
blown away. I'm not going to lie.
crisp, vibrant,
I was blown
big
away.
field of view. I mean, I'm not using technical terms, but right, John,
Yeah,
you
I
kept
don't-
talking about that
Yeah,
feature.
it
just
almost
felt like,
it feels like you're looking at a little bit bigger screen.
yeah.
You know, and I don't know why. I'm sure there's a technical reason, but they're just really easy to look through.
Did you guys watch Devin when he was looking through and he was doing this little the ostrich?
yeah, he
he was kind of doing this. He was trying.
Well, he was testing the same thing John's talking about. I
Yes.
think
What-
just
what's
how
the terminology?
you
of
don't
that?
have the black
Movement.
circles appear as quick
Well,
and
it
easy
was
as
the
you move your
movement.
head.
Like he says, when you move your head around, that image is solid versus the others, and it's based off of eye relief and who knows, 14
Yeah.
other weird scientific variables.
Yeah, we've all looked through binoculars where you move your head just a little bit, and like one eye's totally black, and you got to have your head right in the right spot. Well, Devin's doing the ostrich thing, and
It's probably
you
more
don't have to
emu.
be.
It's his
more of an
spirit.
emu.
It's
It was
his,
kind of an emu.
it's his
Yeah.
spirit animal, the barn owl.
Yeah.
Oh, that is. It was the barn owl. He was doing that.
Yes.
And the eyes and everything.
Yes.
and then he was like, "Holy cow, this
Yeah.
is awesome."
He was. No, he said it. And actually, they were against the Swaros, and this outperformed that way. He said
Yeah.
there's no movement. There's like these are,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Well, if you look, I don't. The eye portion of this it's big.
Gigantic.
It's giant.
The eye portion, is that a...
You're
I don't
talking
know.
about
We're getting
the
technical.
diameter of the
Yeah.
whatever.
That.
The lens closest to your eyelash.
Yes. I couldn't think of.
Are we making your
Hunter,
eyes
Hunter
twitch yet,
probably,
Hunter?
Hunter probably can clarify
Hunter,
a
we're
few
wrecking
things.
this podcast.
no, it's perfect. It's perfect. 'Cause that's what nobody really understands optics
Yeah.
super deep unless you go
Yeah.
talk to some birders, right, John?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, is this when you guys shot the birds in front of the birders?
Okay, I got to tell the story.
Well, we got to come back to what we're talking
Yes,
about.
we
Go
do.
ahead.
But we were at a birding convention. Hunter came along to help us out and to represent, his eyes. We're talking. He's telling me we got this new gun set up. Like
we're gonna dump this bird and get an up close view.
I was killing some birds. Like it was awesome, and I was like, oh, shh, 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 shh. People are coming up.
Hey, don't want to offend the birders.
No.
But it's their demand for quality helps us as hunters.
Yeah, absolutely.
And these guys are looking at every little stitch on a feather or whatever, and so anyway,
It's called
they're
plumage. Yeah.
okay. Oh, really? How do you know?
This is one of my ornithology classes.
Anyway, pretty awesome.
Yeah,
so
the eyepieces they're big. That's one of the first things that I noticed about them.
Yeah.
And like the eye cups too.
not looking through a straw.
Yeah, you're not looking through a straw. It's a nice big eyepiece you're looking through. On some previous models of Zeiss, some of the eye cups felt like they were a little restricted, like it kind of came in a little bit and cone shaped.
Yep.
These aren't. They're nice. They're thin. They're flat. Nice big. So when you just go to look through them, it's amazing.
Yep. Especially if you're like me. I don't like my cups out. I
I
like
don't
them in
either.
as
Yeah, it
close
gives
as I
you a
can
little
get.
more
Yes.
field of view.
It does. I'm just used to one dial like there. Not this, not that where you got to put a raccoon, impression around your eye to get down there and see it. But I like it a little bit. Maybe it dampens the
I like
light
a little.
coming in on the side just a hair bit. But
I like a little, but I don't like them all the way out.
No, exactly.
So I got this little fine, Anyway, just exactly where I like them.
But that didn't. I tried that the other day, and even just like with whatever that quarter half turn that is to get it to where I like it, it didn't change the. I'm not going to define what we defined a minute ago, but
I think the technical term was it's
the
like
picture,
the big screen.
Yeah, the big screen. That's
right.
Okay.
The big screen. Like that was one thing you said, Hunter, with eye relief with these is something that they were really focusing on.
Yep. So the exit pupil, that's one benefit that you get from the 50 millimeter. It's however the math that makes that up is, I think it's pi times
whatever
some term, right?
Yeah.
But so over a 42, you get 42% more light transmission.
From just going to a 50?
Yep.
Oh, no kidding.
Yep.
Well,
and then that in turn relates to clarity, brightness, crispness,
performance. I feel like anytime the more light you can get coming through the performance you get is a lot better.
I was talking to Josh. I used these last weekend, just out looking for deer, checking them out, and it was right at dark. I mean, dark. And I felt like my eyes were dilating when I was looking through these. Like I take them off, and it felt like I was looking through a thermal, almost like when you pull your eyes off, you're kind of like.
Really? Who would know that, Josh?
Yeah, the Penguich people, right?
Exactly.
Garfield
He was
County.
so grateful for January 1. He didn't have to hide it anymore. Good stuff.
But yeah, that's one thing I feel like too, that just the eye relief on it and the magnification. We were comparing it next to some other 12s, and it actually, to me, there's always this gamble or this thing of, well, whether you do field of view or magnification, that sort of thing. And when I go to look through like a pair of 12s, 15s, 14s, 18s, whatever it is, that's what you're wanting is the magnification. And I felt like it was more magnified, more so than any of the other 12s we were looking through, even though it's not.
Yep.
But
because of that objective
field of view,
size of objective field of view. So I was impressive. Also, these 12s come with the tripod adapter.
Yeah, right? Which is huge.
And so we're talking, let's just throw it out there. You're talking 160 to 180 bucks. It depends on the brand you go with.
Yep.
And so unbelievable. And yet you're right at a regular advertised price of $19.99 for the 12s.
Yep.
Right? I just
$17.99 for
the 8s, and then $17.99 for 8s and 10s.
I guess for both.
And then $19.99 for the 12s. But anyway, and the difference would be, to me,
more or less the adapter.
Tripod adapter.
Not a whole lot.
There's not much there.
Difference.
Slush to go into the optic itself. So
yep. And of course the 10s, they are tripod adaptable also.
And 8s probably are too.
You got your own stud and adapter. You got those. We can sell them separately.
Yeah, that's pretty rare to have. The 15 HDXs come with that as well. It's pretty rare to have a binocular come with an adapter, because that's always kind of a little bit of the thing. I got the binos. Okay, now I got to figure out the adapter and what adapter am I using, or this, that, and the other. And you don't have to worry about any of that.
Right.
You open up the box and it's there.
Yep.
And it could be up to a $200.
That's what I've always liked about the 15s, and now we have it with the 12s, is having that adapter in there with it. Because everybody's wondering, do I go with the rubber band method, the old universal, where you can throw anything on it, or or buying it separate, or which one am I going to buy? Things like that. Now you're just going to get it. You're going to throw a stud. It comes with a little stud.
That one fits 15s too.
Yep, same adapter.
Same thing. That's good to know.
We had them up there, threw them on the tripods against everything else. Of course, we sell everything, no matter what a guy wants, right? And so anytime something new comes out, Josh, you had thrown them up the day before. And Josh's like, Adam, Brian, I'll look through those. You're going to be slightly impressed.
I was trying.
He was doing his best to stay quiet,
He's
like you said.
And now you can outfit your whole family. That's what I like about it, being the affordability, having the best optic possible. You're dang near $1,000 cheaper, or if not $1,000 cheaper, considering a competing brand and clarity. You know what I mean? So I would say you're getting into that affordable range where everybody should have one. If you're looking to upgrade whatever optic you have, if you're looking to upgrade, this is where you should look.
Right.
Yes.
And it's like when we talked probably about a year ago, we talked about price on these, and we could have been $1,000 more, I think.
Yeah.
And sold these and it's hard.
Well, and I remember you guys asking us, should we put the tripod adapter in there or not?
Yeah.
Like we were just in theory.
Yep.
If it was a perfect world, how would this look?
Yep.
Price-wise and having the option of the adapter and things like that.
Yep. So the price, don't let it confuse you. These definitely compete with anything.
Exactly.
The best of the best.
Yep.
And when you look at the biggest thing for me is when you look at quality first. That's what I'm going to judge. I talked about it. My eyes are getting older. I want the best because I feel like I need the best. And you definitely feel that you're right there. And so if you're saving $1,000 or whatever, that's just a bonus. I don't look at it the other way around. Of course, everybody in their life phase of optics evolution, we can only we've all done it. Jason, you hunting with Redfields. I had Bausch & Lomb or whatever we started with years
I got
ago.
both. I got the Bausch & Lomb scope with
but
the
I mean,
Redfield.
and
it was an unbeatable combination.
That's right. You gradually go up to what you can afford or what you need, and also then evolve to how much you're actually hunting. If you go hunting on a 5-day general deer hunt once a year or something, maybe it's not as critical. But when you hunt a lot or end up guiding or spend so much time behind the glass, you just quality trumps everything, and then price is usually second. But then when price is actually a lot cheaper, it just makes it
a no-brainer.
No-brainer. That's right.
I would say I don't know that we could tell a difference. I'm just going to say it. I think it's
Might be our 50-year-olds.
the best glass of the best. It feels that way.
I just realized something.
What?
By the time this podcast releases, you'll be 50.
Happy birthday.
10 by 50s, 12 by 50s, 10 by 50s, 8 by 50 should be mine.
Hey, that's right. I mean,
I thought that's why you guys came out with these.
That's exactly for the 50-year-olds.
Thanks, Bronson.
I just realized that.
Appreciate
John, you and I hit it last year.
Yeah, we hit it last year.
Your turn. So I just
I'm letting the old man in.
It's
fun being an old man.
It is.
We can say what we want. We're not liable for it.
Hey, we're both hitting milestones. I'll be 30 by time.
Are you serious? 30. Jeez, Logan, what are you, 24?
I'll be turning 20 by the time this
I believe that. Josh, you're older than 40.
You just had a
I gave
birthday.
you a decade difference.
I just had 3 or 4.
44.
Yeah.
I'm not too far behind you.
Well, that's not a good round number for an objective. 44?
No.
So, all right.
But I am with Adam, though, like looking through them. I couldn't tell you what the difference was.
No.
Like I said, there's some field of view type things or that. Would you say, okay, this one's got a bigger field of view, this one, but this one feels more magnified. And if I'm picking up a 12, and that's what's awesome about a 12 is if you can handhold these very easily, but yet if you want to put them on a tripod, you can get a long-range glass out of them, or just a regular handhold on a chest bino. It's kind of doing two for the price of one. Sort
Don't
of thing.
need an extra large harness.
Definitely number one when it comes to the ostrich movement.
Yeah.
Barn owl.
Or
the barn owl.
The barn owl.
Yeah, for sure. Like I couldn't tell the difference, and so if you're really wanting the best glass out there at probably one of the best prices that I've ever seen with a 12 for the quality you're getting, you're
$19.99. That's not even. We're not even talking about member pricing or something like that. $19.99 for an advertised price. It's cheap as it gets for what it is.
Yeah,
no question about it. 12s, $19.99 includes the adapter. Let's call it $1,800 plus the adapter, $1,825. I mean, is there something cheaper that's that quality? No, there's not.
No way.
Simple. What I also like is, have you ever been disappointed that you went a nickel more and spent just a little bit more to have the best of the best, versus say finding a $1,200 bino or $1,500 bino? You would always spend the money when you have the.
If you're looking to stretch it to if you're in that
price
mid to lower end optics category right now with what you're using and thinking about stretching these, you're not gonna regret it one bit. Absolutely not.
Versus now I've got this bino that's not worth as much. Trying to sell a bino when you upgrade, just go with this. For a nickel more, you've got the best of the best. You're not going to need to upgrade. You can have it for years and years and years to come. So, pretty awesome. Anything else you want to talk about? I mean, obviously, I know this stuff just doesn't build itself. You guys are probably working on some other products that'll come out in 6 months from now or a year.
Possibly in a year. Yeah. Outside of that, that's kind of where we are. But they're always working on something. Yep. This is
we knew
huge
you guys
for us.
have been working on this for a couple of years, been brewing.
Yep.
So it's awesome. Yeah.
I think Josh signed an NDA when we were talking about this a while back, didn't you? Some kind of a non-disclosure.
I don't remember whose signature was on it. There was one presented.
But Hunter, if he squeals between now and the 10th, I'll let you know.
Okay, perfect.
We'll get him in court. Pretty fun. We appreciate being on the cutting edge of this kind of stuff. We like the best of the best here at Epic Outdoors. Our guys, that's what they want. They're hunting the best animals. You're spending money on tags, money on applications. Nothing's cheap anymore. The investment that goes into our pastime of hunting, Western big game, and everything that goes into it, all the years of planning and preparation and, all of our kids and everything that's going into it, this is just this and you're looking through binos. Binos are how you find and make good on those tags. It's just a huge piece of equipment, something that you have to have, something that you want the best of the best that you can afford. And I would say this would fit the bill for all of our clients.
Checks all those
if
boxes.
not their kids too. I mean, my kids, I've outfitted them as Zeiss.
Yeah. Yep.
And they're going to want to upgrade. Speaking of upgrades, so anyway, anytime something new comes out, they're chomping at the bit.
And they're older and a little bit
they're
more
going to need to pick
wise
some more weeds.
I know.
I mean, they're 24 years old. We're going to have to pick some weeds around the yard. They got professional jobs, but anyway, this will be right up their alley. So it's awesome.
Anything else we haven't covered that you think's noteworthy about these? I mean, other than what we've talked about, Hunter?
I think we pretty well covered it. I mean, you guys are pretty much like I am. Look through them and
let that speak.
Yep.
Yeah.
What have you got for hunts coming up?
Going to Idaho next month, up in the Panhandle to hunt bears.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Trying to get a Canadian crossover up there or what? Why do you have to go
Whatever
so far
presents
north?
itself.
There's bears in southern Idaho. But, hey, you probably got a connection up there.
Yep.
That's good.
Just got invited, so.
That's great.
That's awesome.
Jason and I went there years ago, and one of your fondest hunts
fondest
in Idaho,
hunts ever,
Jason,
right?
up on the Pack River country.
Yeah, we were in Pack River,
Yeah.
Sandpoint.
Yeah, we were young bucks.
Was it Sandpoint?
Sandpoint.
Yeah.
Bonner Ferry, Sandpoint,
Yeah.
country, way up there.
So we did a
We were
smash
trying
and
to
grab
get
on
a
a moose.
Canadian crossover there,
Well-
but it was a pure Shiraz.
Well, I mean,
And I say that in jest.
Jazz.
Everybody that
we trust me, Tangs, Shiraz. Trust me, those aren't those aren't terms, but they are for Adam. So
we've been there though. Yeah. Been in some of
Anyway,
that stuff.
Drew, that was back when they first
2007.
Yeah, they went to 2-week stratified 2-week seasons, and I'm like, well, nobody's going to apply for this November hunt, and
You drew that on
anyway.
top of what? What else? We've said this
Yeah.
50,000
Oh,
times
I
on the
know.
podcast.
Arizona
The
deer
best
tag.
deer tag of your life.
couldn't get that moose killed fast
Couldn't get it fast enough. Throw in the truck and drive to
40,
home.
and then I also realized not all 43 inches are created equal. This was just a bull.
Bullwinkle.
Well,
It was heavy on our back.
Your deer was almost as wide.
Well,
275 inch, 36 or 5.
Hey,
but,
I'm on the board with a Shiraz. Best eating
It was
thing on
amazing.
planet Earth until you killed your oryx.
Yeah. Well,
How's
it's
horse
pretty-
meat?
It's not horse. I mean,
I don't know. Have you
a
seen a
horse
picture? They swatting their tails.
Yeah, they
Flies
you go
off
out here and
each
look
other.
at these ribby.
They're parked like this so they can fly. You hit the flies off each
You
other.
look at these ribby Mustangs out here with ribs. I guarantee they don't taste like what I'm eating.
No.
We probably need to
Like-
we probably need to bring a piece in and have
I'll do
John,
it.
because John's probably
No.
Oh,
France
my
isn't
wife
it a
would cook it
delicacy?
up and eat it for sure.
you've
I mean,
indulged in
yeah.
it.
I don't know if your wife
Horse
would
meat.
cook it.
We need
No,
to
she'd
get
Yeah, no,
just
she
eat it.
wouldn't cook it. That's true.
She's raw
it's
meat.
horse?
Raw.
No,
Oh,
she
whatever
just
it
eats
They
raw.
call
is,
it
yeah.
blue, right?
Oh yeah,
Blue.
A nice sear on it, really quick,
Yeah.
and then raw. on
I
the
wouldn't even
inside,
say it's a
yeah.
nice sear. It's like a slightly just. If it's warm inside, she's disgusted.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
No,
And-
but-
and I'm a convert, man. That's as rare as you can go.
Really?
It's so good. It's so much better.
Kind of like them
You're
raw
like-
oysters we had the other day.
Yeah,
No.
there you go. It's like you're
Prawns.
eating shoe leather, you know. If you
Yeah.
got a medium
tread.
well steak is like.
I
yeah.
agree, medium well, but anyway. Here in America, we like to cook our food.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anything else? We're excited. I mean, this is awesome. Anytime there's new SKUs, new products, and not just there's some stuff I just hit delete, but then this is the kind of stuff that really revolutionizes what people are doing and their buying preferences and whatnot, because it should. It's a compact bino that's high magnification, best of the best coatings, bright clarity, offered in the 8, 10, and 12s. it's just a no-brainer. Comes with a tripod adapter. I mean, on the 12s, like, and at a price point everybody can afford that's listening to this podcast.
Yep.
And should definitely consider it. If you've got also kids or a wife or anything like that, and you're upgrading, we sell a lot of binos that way too.
Well, how many you guys just kind of came out with that HDX bino? We sold a pile of those.
And those were priced the same. Like, geez, pricing was incredible.
Yeah, $9.99 retail. They're incredibly tough to beat at that price point.
Exactly. If you aren't quite in this price point, or you have some that's more, I guess, call them more casual, hunter, newer. You don't want them to drop a 2,000 pair of binos off of a rock bench, but they can be okay with $1,000. You can go with those. Because we've all been with kids.
Oh, man.
We started with the Terras on those years ago, right?
Oh,
for the same reason. They were awesome for when they were little. They thought, holy cow.
I
they
did
are
too.
for the money. They're amazing.
Yeah.
They really are. But they start looking through other stuff that we have, whatever, and like, I want those.
Get a job. Get a job, kids. That's what I tell my kids. Well, I don't have to. They work hard. So, all right. Well, good. I feel good about it. I'm excited about it. Appreciate you spending the time with us here today.
Absolutely.
Coming from Beaver County, dealing with a guy from Panguitch, which is challenging at best.
This is what Logan does. Logan's dad does all the time. Try to help people get along, right?
Yeah, that's right. Especially
Interesting that he went into
diluted.
Interesting that his dad went into mental health. There's a lot of demand over there.
People need help.
Never-ending job right there. All right, Kay, sounds good. Well, we appreciate it.
Give us a call. They'll be in stock.
Yeah, we're going to have them in stock. Call us here at Epic Outdoors, 435-263-0777. You can email us as well, and we'll go from there. All right, fellas.
Let's face it, if your goal is to kill big stuff, you need to draw quality tags. Quality tags are typically hard to draw. To increase your odds of drawing good tags, you need to apply in multiple states. That's where an Epic Outdoors membership can help. For only $150 a year, you get access to our consultants, our online tools, and to Epic approved outfitters and members only optics discounts. With unlimited access to our team of consultants and access to the Epic Outdoors magazines, applying in multiple states is easy. No more worrying if you're applying for the best areas, no more applying for a unit where there has been a die-off, and no more missing opportunities where you could be in the field and not sitting at home. Go online at epicoutdoors.com or call us today at 435-263-0777 to find out how you can become a member today. KUIU is the most uncompromising camo on the market. Their new Guide Pro series is the toughest, most comfortable camo you will ever own. Check out their new additions and shop men and women's camo now at KUIU.com. That's KUIU.com. Applying for tags in multiple Western states can be time-consuming. At Epic Outdoors, we have you covered. Whether you want to expand your hunting portfolio or simply ensure that you never miss a deadline again, the Epic Outdoors license application service is exactly what you need. It's like having the best CPAs in the finance world do your taxes. Let the best hunting application gurus in the world do your tag applications. You'll never miss a deadline, you'll never apply for the wrong unit, and you'll never apply for a unit that's having a die-off. Your time is valuable. We do the work, you draw the tags. Epic Outdoors license app, 435-263-0777. If you want a bow from the best manufacturer there is, look at Hoyt Archery. With the addition of the new Carbon RX-8 and the aluminum Alpha X, Hoyt has reimagined what a bow can do. Hoyt bows, where 70 pounds feels like 60. Call us to order yours today. 435-263-0777. With Fierce Rifles, every detail matters. They are hands down one of the best rifle manufacturers in the industry, and they never seem to stop making new innovations. If you want to get serious about your long-range shooting, call us to talk over your options for your next Fierce Rifle. Epic Outdoors is an official Fierce Rifle dealer. Our consultants know their whole line of rifles inside and out. 435-263-0777. Epic Optics is an authorized dealer for Swarovski, Leica, Zeiss, Vortex, Leopold, Kowa, Sig Sauer, and more. Here at Epic Optics, we are committed to getting you the best deal for the glass that fits your needs. Go to epicoptics.com or call in to speak with our consultants who will fit you with the perfect optics for your next hunt. 435-263-0777. If you're looking for your next hunting property, look no further than St. James. St. James are the experts in all sporting properties across the West. Their team of agents will spend the time getting to know you personally and find out which property out of the hundreds they have listed is perfect for you. If you've always wanted a property where you could hunt and fish, go online to stjamessportingproperties.com or give them a call at 855-711-7577 to learn more. Vortex makes optics for every occasion. Whether you're a long-range shooter dialing in that perfect shot or an archery hunter in need of an easy-to-carry optic without sacrificing quality, Vortex has you covered. Head over to epicoptics.com or call us to learn more about your Vortex options today at 435-263-0777. From top-of-the-line hunting blinds to game calls that can't be beat, GSM Outdoors has you covered for whatever outdoor equipment you need. For all of their products, head over to gsmoutdoors.com to learn more. Thompson Long Range has perfected the art of simple, affordable long-range shooting. If you don't want to calculate ballistics or adjust your turrets before making a shot, a Thompson Long Range system is for you. Simply range, place the hash mark for that distance on the animal, and pull the trigger. They make top quality rifles and host a shooting school that will leave you confident in making shots out to 1,000 yards. Visit ThompsonLongRange.com to learn more about purchasing your next rifle or booking your next shooting school experience. The crew at Epic Outdoors trusts StealthCam trail cameras to get us through the scouting season. StealthCam is the leading trail camera brand because they never stop innovating. Check out their brand new line of trail cameras, including the Revolver 360-degree camera at stealthcam.com. Epic Outdoors is an official StealthCam dealer. Call us to order yours today at 435-263-0777. PhoneScope changed the game with their digiscoping innovations and have remained the top phone-to-optic adapter on the market. Check out the incredible new Carbon Pro PhoneScope now at phonescope.com. PhoneScope.com. Outdoor Edge is the knife that we all use here at Epic Outdoors. Whether it's a replaceable blade or fixed blade, you will not be disappointed with your Outdoor Edge knife. Head over to OutdoorEdge.com and check out their brand new Razor VX knife today. Epic Outdoors is proud to be an official Zeiss dealer and optics partner. When it comes to top-tier quality, Zeiss has been a leader in the industry for generations. If you're in the market for new optics, give us a call for unbelievable deals on Zeiss products. Giving you the highest quality and durability out there without breaking the bank is what makes Zeiss so good. Check out our website, epicoptics.com, or call us at 435-263-0777 to find out which Zeiss optic is perfect for you. Epic Outdoors is now an official CVA muzzleloader dealer. If you're in the market for a new muzzleloader, our staff can go over the different options that you should consider. CVA muzzleloaders are the go-to muzzleloader for Epic Outdoors and crew. We've definitely got our favorite setups for Western big game hunting in stock. Call us today at 435-263-0777 to find out which CVA is perfect for your next hunt.